clearly have scratches at levels 2, 3, 4, and fingernail. I don't know what material this is, but Samsung definitely shouldn't be calling it glass, and I'm disappointed. Even if I jump up here to the front-facing 10-megapixel selfie camera, the surface is covered in that same so-called glass material, and can still be scratched with my fingernail. I'll come back to this again in just a second. The raised screen bump around the edge of the screen is made from plastic. This is the same thing we saw in the Galaxy Fold. This guy kinda holds the screen in place and keeps people from peeling off the top layer. The volume rocker is made from metal. The recessed power button over here on the side is scratchable. I'll set my fingerprint and see if it still works. Don't mind my thumb, by the way, I smashed it with a TV a few weeks ago. Now the phone is still able to be unlocked, even though the fingerprint scanner is damaged, but to test it some more, I added some more scratches. And after the additional scratches are in place, my fingerprint stopped working. Interesting. The 1 through 5 don't leave any marks, like we would expect. We only see scratches start if you get a little aggressive with hanging up on someone after a phone call, and you smash the phone closed. We gotta see if the phone survives. It does have the physical raised bumpers all along the outer edge of the screen. Those bumpers are absorbing most of the slamming force, and the screen is still in one piece. Of course, the phone is meant to fold inwards. Samsung said it would survive 200,000 times, which is 182 times a day if you plan on keeping your phone for 3 years. Bending back the opposite direction.
We have a brand new Motorola Razr and a Samsung Galaxy.
Okay,
Yeah?
yeah. All right, ready? We got,
No, I'm not ready.
3, 2, 1, drop. Okay.
Okay.
This is painful.
3, 2, 1, drop. Okay?
Yeah. 3,
2, 1, drop.
We can see that pretty much smashed the outside of the Z Flip. Now, do we want to go to the next?
Saw land on the front, so where it hit hit or where it had the impact, it definitely broke on the first drop. And, you know, a couple little scuffs on the side. This would be enough already to make me cry, though, if I just bought this phone.
That in mind, the first drop has pretty much smashed the outside of the Z Flip. Now, do we want to go to the next drop?
Well, of course, we got to test out the screen. We're going to try to have it land screen side down, but
Yes.
the Motorola Razr is weighted really weirdly. It's got that chin, so
Yeah.
if it does a couple of flips, it's not because we're bad at throwing phones, it's just because it's just got weird weighting issues.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Again, as we said, we've never done. Unfortunately, it's just not a pretty sight, though. Let's take a look at that. I think also, yes.
So it's kind of the glass inside sinks in, and I think that's what's protecting the glass, because there is no damage except for just a few on the frame over here, a few scuffs on the frame up here, probably where it hit directly. But other than that, it doesn't look like it's taken a fall. Look at that over here on the bottom, actually. Alright, look, they're landed right next to each other. Let's grab them and see what the damage is on the front, because we can already see the back, kind of.
Okay. Okay, well, it looks like...
Pleasant surprise here.
Let's look at the Razr. It looks like we have a little bit of lifting there. That's the cosmetic edging around the base. That is started to lift up a little bit, like so. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yes, there you go. You can pull it out. I mean, it would still go back in with a little bit of glue, I'm sure. The buttons on inside of the Razr, we're all still working there on the volume rocker. That looks fine. The screen itself is still accepting my touches and presses, like so. Now let's take a look obviously at the front here. That is still an issue. Oh, it's still closing though. It is still closing. There's I think a little additional cracking on the front there. The camera though, I'm very surprised that the camera module though is still looking okay. There is not actually that much damage, even though it is slightly raised. So there you go. And if I go in and take a photo quickly, like so, and review it, I can't see any issue of cracking or anything like that on the screen. So
Not bad.
let's take a look at the Z Flip.
I mean, they didn't even survive the first drop, but they kind of survived the flick test. At least the screens did. So I'm really surprised by how well the Flip has done inside. As you can see, it barely has any damage except to the frame of the phone, but the screen itself is totally fine. Again, I think it's because it's got this little raised bumper on it that's protecting it. As you can see, I'm kind of running through the screen, and it's totally fine. The buttons still work on this phone, volume rocker, and mind you, I flicked this